Hello everybody and welcome to another festive episode of Draw with Rob, with me, Rob Biddulph. Now I'm a children's author and illustrator. You might have seen my latest paperback book, which is called An Odd Dog Christmas, another Christmas book. I love Christmas so much. Do you guys love Christmas? Oh, it's so fun. Look at this. This is the very last scene in the book. It's a slight spoiler. It says Merry Christmas everyone at the top, but look at all these Christmas details. First of all, they're building a snow dog. Has anybody drawn the snow dog with me? We did that a while ago. Video number, why do I always say this? I always say video number and then I don't know the number. I think it's video number 107. So, oh, who's this at the door? Oh, do you know what? Somebody is knocking at my door. I know you all think it's Ringo. It's not Ringo, it's my cat. Whose name, have I told you my cat's name? Yeah, we've drawn my cat, I think. My cat's called Catface. I know, silly name. She's knocking at the door. I'm not going to let you in, actually, because I know what she's like. When she wants to come in, she just wants to go out about a second later. So no, you can wait out there. You can wait out there until I've finished talking to the children and showing them how to draw this picture, okay? Thank you. Where was I? Sorry about that. Yes, so I drew this Christmas scene. Look, there's ice skating sausage dogs. That one's out on his new bike. That one's got one of those space hoppers. And there's all sorts of things. And it's really full of fun Christmassy images. Look at that. Santa on being towed by all his reindeer. And then at the end, whoop, there's the hot dog. So that's a fun one if you like Christmassy stuff. What else? I've got this book here, which is called The Blue-Footed Booby. This is a booby. It's a bird. Just in case you weren't sure, I put a little explainer in the book. A large tropical bird of the gannet family with black and white plumage and brightly coloured feet. Okay? Don't at me. And there we go. This is all about a blue-footed booby who the red-footed boobies, they all think the blue-footed booby who lives in this little blue house. There she is. Let's see. That's her with her bright feet. This red-footed booby here called Desmond thinks that the blue-footed booby has been stealing cakes. But she hasn't. That's all I'll say. And what else? I'll tell you quickly about my chapter books. Here we go, the Peanut Jones books. These are the first two in the series. Peanut Jones in Illustrated City. She finds a magic pencil in that book and she realises whatever she draws with that pencil becomes real. And he goes all through the Illustrated City looking for her dad, and then doesn't quite find him, but maybe she does in book 2. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but check that out if you like reading fun stories. But we are here today to draw a picture together. I'm excited about this one because sometimes we do drawings together. I do quite simple characters sometimes. They're relatively easy to draw, relatively quick, not too much detail, but really, really effective. And I think that's why lots of people like Draw with Rob so much, because they're not too difficult, really. Certainly when I break them down into bite-sized pieces, they're very, very easy to do. Today's one is still going to be easy because we are still going to break it down into bite-sized pieces. But it's quite detailed, this one, and quite kind of complicated. Well, it's as complicated as you want to make it, let's say that, shall we? Because today, I'm going to show you how to draw a nutcracker. That doesn't sound very exciting, does it? You're probably thinking of one of those things that you do, like, you get your walnut at Christmas and crack it like that. But this is one of those wooden soldier nutcrackers. You know the ones that have, like, you sort of crack a nut in their mouths, you open their head, they've got teeth at the top, teeth at the bottom, you open the jaw and you go crack it like that. And they're sort of really beautiful things, actually. We've got one, and they're painted in sort of reds and blues and greens, nice Christmassy colours, beautiful detail. But the main reason I think that they're associated with Christmas, apart from the fact that often people have nuts at Christmas that they need to crack, is because there's a very famous ballet by a composer called Tchaikovsky, and it's called The Nutcracker, and it's really, really beautiful. You'd probably recognise the music if you heard it. I was thinking of singing it to you, but I'm not going to. All right, I will. I think it's the one that goes. I might have got this wrong, so I'm really hoping I'm right. It goes. That one. You know the one? That's it. There's lots of mice in it, and the Nutcracker soldier is one of the main characters because it's all about this girl. She gets given a little nutcracker, which then breaks. But then the Nutcracker comes to life, and all sorts of things happen. There's a battle between the Nutcracker soldiers and the mice, that kind of thing. But it's a really, really lovely, quite Christmassy ballet. And so I think because of that, these kind of wooden soldier nutcrackers have become associated with Christmas. And so I thought I'd show you how to do one today because I really, really wanted to draw one for ages. So what you're going to need is a piece of paper. You are going to need a pen or a pencil, something to draw with. You might need something to colour with. You don't have to have any coloured pencils. If you've only got a pencil, that's fine. You can just shade yours in because there could be patterns and things. But if you have got something to colour with, I think that would be lovely because this is a very, very colourful one indeed. Right, shall we start? Oh yeah, I was going to tell you how it works, wasn't I? Lots of people say they don't think they're very good at drawing. I say everyone can draw. Some people just need a bit of help with the order that we do the drawing in, which is where I come in. Because we will break this drawing down into bite-sized pieces, tiny little shapes here, circle here, triangle there, line there, and I will draw them first. Then you can pause the video, then you can draw. Start me up again, I will draw. Then you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw. You know the drill, team. You know the drill. We've been doing this for long enough. And by the end of it, you're going to end up with a lovely drawing of a nutcracker soldier. Now, there's going to be lots of bits in this drawing where you can go off and do your own thing, but as we get to them, I will explain that to you. First of all, I think we're just going to draw the basic outline of our nutcracker. So what I want you to do is right at the top of your page, because our nutcracker is going to be very tall and thin. Now, if I was drawing this normally, I'd probably turn my piece of paper around that way so I could draw my nutcracker all the way down like that. But because I've got to fit it in your screens, I'm going to keep my paper that way around and I'm just going to draw it in the middle. But it's up to you what you guys want to do, of course. Right, so the difficult thing for me today is going to be fitting everything I need to fit in on this kind of narrow kind of width of paper here. But I'm going to do my best. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to start right at the top of my page, about a centimetre and a half. I can't talk. About a centimetre or a centimetre and a half from the top of your page, I want you to draw a horizontal line. Not too wide, 2 or 3 centimetres, I would say. Okay, that's the very first part of our little nutcracker drawing. Then what we're going to do, underneath that, we're going to do lots of little kind of U-shapes, little kind of curvy bumps, like that. They go all the way along and join up at the end. Looks a bit like a set of teeth, doesn't it? So there we go. And this is the first kind of little bit of detail that we're going to use in our drawing. The next thing I want you to do is, from one end to the other, we're going to draw a great big, quite deep U shape, like that. So we're going to join them in a kind of U shape. It really does look like a smiley mouth with teeth at the top, doesn't it? This might change it slightly because we want to add another U shape next to that first one, like that. So we're just going to follow it back around and make it a kind of thicker U shape. Now this drawing reminds me a bit of when we did the pirate ship, because I think the pirate ship, which is video number 54, for those who haven't done it, is the most complicated one that we've done because there were so many little tiny elements. But also I think it's my favourite because when I do my live shows, lots of children bring me their drawings to show me at the signing afterwards, which I absolutely love. So if ever you come and see me, do bring your drawings along. And lots of them have done the pirate ship, and I'm always absolutely amazed at how good their pirate ships are. So although it's a very tricky one to do, I think sometimes when you spend ages doing something, doing the little bits that join up to form a much bigger thing, that's the most kind of rewarding part. It's a bit like when you get a really difficult Lego toy for Christmas and you spend ages and ages building it. And it's, you know, it can be quite difficult along the way, but when you've finished, you end up with this wonderful thing that you're so proud of. It's a bit like that, I think. Right, let's carry on now. Now, what I want you to do now is I want you to imagine the lines come from those kind of bumpy, teethy things that we did at the beginning. It's come down past our U and is going to extend down to about there. So about another 3 or 4 centimetres. And can you see mine slightly going outwards? I'm going to do the same on the other side, but in mirror image. So it's kind of slightly going outwards towards the bottom. Okay? And then once you've done that, let's join them up in a straight line across like that. Now, you might You might have worked out what part of our little toy soldier we're drawing, given that we started right at the top. That's right, it's our soldier's hat. And they have very elaborate hats. And they're sort of like, they have these little brims, like a bit like a cap brim at the front. So we're going to draw that by just joining this up in another semicircle. But where that one came right down, this one's much flatter. Okay, so this is going to be the first part of our hat. Now this is the bit when you can start to do your own thing, because you can decorate your Nutcracker soldier any which way you like. I am going to add a little heart here on the front of the hat, but you can do anything. You don't have to add anything if you don't want to, but you could do any little, like you could do your initial, or you could do a little star, anything you like. This is the fun part of this, I think, customizing your drawing. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, and I think you should do these because these really make our character look a bit more kind of like he's in the military, okay? We're going to add 2 little circles off to the side here, like that. 2 little circles to the side of our hat. And that's because this thing is going to be connected to the hat by these little circles. This is like, I don't know what they're called. They're like, it's like a little kind of handle. I don't know what you call it. I should have looked that up really. But it's going to be connected by these little circle things. And on these circles are going to be some tassels. So we're just going to add, let's do 3 little sausage shapes coming off of each one. Just like that. Like little tassely bits. And then hopefully you've left a bit of space at the top like I have, because what I want to do, I'm going to add some holly to the top of my hat to make the soldier a bit Christmassy. So we're just going to add 3 little berries like that, and then holly leaves. Can you remember, I've shown you how to do these before, but I'll show you again. What we do, we're going to come out between those 2 circles like that, and we're going to curve around one of the circles, and we're going to go bump, 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 3 little semicircles, then we're going to go to a point, we're going to go the same, we're going to do a mirror image on the other side. There we go, a little holly leaf. 1, 2, 3, up we go, in, 1, 2, 3, down. Do you see what I mean about it being complicated? This is just the hat, lots of detail in this hat, but I promise you it's going to be worth it. If you're doing it at school, you can take your time to do it, children, because I think if you do add all these little details, it really will make a drawing that when you take it home to your parents, or if you're drawing it at home, when you show your parents, they'll just be blown away by how good your drawing is. Trust me. Right, so there we go. That's my my Nutcracker soldier's hat. Let's draw his head now. The head obviously comes from under the brim, but we're going to go slightly outwards. We're going to give him quite a wide head. Come out and then curve around like that. We'll do the same on the other side. We come out slightly, curve around at the bottom, and then we're going to join them up with a straight line across like that. And that's going to be the outline of our soldier's head. Okay? Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to give him, now remember these are toy soldiers, so they're made of wood. So we're going to give our little soldier a little nose, like this. It's just going to be like a rectangle nose, like that, because it's made of wood. And then 2 little eyes, going to be slightly peeking out from under the brim, I think, of my soldier. 1, 2, the little circle inside each one. And because, do you know what, because it's kind of under the brim, we're just going to add some little lines coming down here, just going around the eyes. You can continue them underneath and just going around here. That makes it look like they're sort of coming out of some shadow, you see, like that. Okay, so far so good. The next thing to do, we're going to give our soldier a nice big curly black moustache. So what I want you to do first is you're going to do a little dot in the centre point of the head, so directly under the nose, right in the middle, and that is the point we're going to start our moustache from. So what I want you to do, I want you to come up and go over like that, so you're doing a little kind of curve like that. Then we're going to do one of my favourite things, we're going to do a little swirly whirly bit like that. Okay,
just like that. Then we're just going to join that straight up and colour it in.
Okay, so it looks a bit like, I don't know, it's a bit like a whale, isn't it? I think I always say that, moustaches, they look a bit like whales. You know, maybe more of a scorpion without any legs with a curly tail. Let's do exactly the same on the other side. So we're going to go up, curve around, then go over, and then my favourite thing, the swirl. And then we join up with a straight line, and there you go. Looks like a moustache now, doesn't it? Now then, we need to do the actual nutcracker part of our drawing. So the teeth are what you crack the nuts with these things. Okay, so what we're going to do, we are just going to draw 2 straight lines coming straight down from the moustache, like that. And then I want you to draw 4 semicircles. 1, 2, 3, 4 in between those lines. And these are going to be our big nutcrackery teeth. They look funny, don't they? And so what happens then is we're going to draw the teeth again underneath. We're going to do it in mirror image. So first of all, we need to draw a line under the head like that. Then we are going to draw, well, actually we'll turn that into, let's turn that into like a rectangle about the same size as the one we did there. So you're drawing a rectangle underneath, and then we need to do a mirror image of those teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in between those, that's what's going to crack the nuts. Now, it looks a bit funny, I think, under there. So what we can do, he's got a moustache, I think he would have a beard too. So let's just extend this down a little bit and add some sort of spiky bits underneath. Like so. And then what you can do is you can just colour in right up to the teeth. And it will look like he's just got a beard going on under his teeth. There we go. Ooh, it looks slightly fearsome, this one. You can make yours a bit more smiley if you like. It's up to you. Okay, now to match this beard, we need to give our guy some hair. So I'm going to draw sort of zigzaggy lines, a bit like a Christmas tree actually, kind of coming off the side of my soldier's head to about there. Guess what? Let's colour that in too, shall we? So everything matches, his moustache, his beard and his hair. There we go. Hey, let's do the same on the other side. So how many did I do? How many, I'm not very good at talking. How many spikes did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. It's not bad. Colour them in as neatly as I can. I should have said right at the beginning of this, don't worry if yours doesn't look exactly like mine. Not just because you've chosen to do different patterns on your hat or whatever, or different hairstyles, which you can do. But if you're trying to make yours look like mine and it doesn't quite, that's absolutely fine. Oh, something's bleeping at me. Somebody's sending me text messages. Sorry about that. That's absolutely fine. You know what I say? I think individuality is the most important thing. We don't all want to be exactly the same. My hair's a bit lower on that side. See, mine's not perfect. My hair's lower on that side than that side, isn't it? But that's fine too. I don't mind that one little bit. Okay, so there we go. That's kind of our Nutcracker soldier's head. Let's go on to the body now. So the shoulders, and let's do the torso first. So what we're going to do, the shoulders are going to come out from sort of behind the teeth here. And we're going to come out in a bit of a curve heading downwards, and we're just going to stop about there. So just under the hair. We'll do exactly the same, but mirror image on the other side. So 2 little shoulders coming out. Okay, we can do a neck behind if you like as well. Suggestion of a neck, just to bring those 2 things together. So 2 little lines in between the teeth, like that. Then what we're going to do, from the shoulder up here, we're going to come in diagonally to about there. So how long's that? About 4 centimetres. We'll do the same on the other side. So we're going to come in at the waist. So his shoulders are wider than his waist. Okay. Then at the bottom, we'll join them up like so. And that is going to be our soldier's shoulders and torso. That is a tongue twister if ever I've heard one. Okay, let's give our soldier a belt. So what we're going to do, underneath there, we're just going to draw a rectangle. We're going to turn that into a rectangle, which is going to be our soldier's, I can't say soldier now, I keep wanting to say shoulder, our soldier's belt. And then if you do this, 2 little vertical lines in the middle, and a little kind of rectangle in the middle. There we go. We have a little belt, like so. Let's colour it black. Why not? So we colour these bits in black and we leave that kind of buckle bit in the middle for us to colour in later on. There we go. And because he's wearing a soldier's jacket, like a soldier's tunic, that's going to flare out a little bit. So it's going to come out at a slight angle, like that. If you look at these in real life, if you Google the Nutcracker, or Nutcracker, wooden Nutcrackers, you'll see loads of these. They come in all sorts of designs. And actually that might really inspire you to colour and pattern yours in a certain way. You can look at other ones and get some ideas from that. So then we're going to join those 2 lines up just like I did to make it almost like a little skirt type thing. And that is going to be our soldier's tunic. And we are going to pattern that a bit later. Before I go back and do that, I want to just finish off the sort of the outline, the body of our soldier. So the next part of our soldier, remember these are made of wood, so they've got all these component parts, which actually is really helpful when it comes to drawing, because they've got these kind of epaulets on their shoulders. So what that means is we're going to draw sort of rounded rectangles that come off to the side of his shoulders like that. And they look a bit like arms, but they're not going to be arms. These are the top bits of the arm. So these are actually sitting on top of our soldier's shoulder. And you see how I did those little sausage bits there? I'm going to do the same with these. I think I'm going to do 4 on each one. So there's a bit of consistency in my uniform design. If you did these spiky, then you should do these spiky too to make them match, I think. But you don't have to, it's totally up to you. And do you know what? I'm going to colour mine in black here. So I'm doing little bits of colouring as I go with this drawing, but only obviously in black, using my black pen. Because I've sort of got an idea of the colours I want to use for mine when I finish, and these bits are going to be black, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, now we need to draw our soldier's arms. Now these are going to come, let's do this one first so I don't smudge the other one. We're going to come straight down now, straight down in a vertical line until we'll stop just short of the bottom of the little end of the tunic like that. And we're going to do another one next to it, parallel, like so. Then I want you to draw a rectangle which is slightly wider than the rest of the arm. Comes down here, quite fat, like that. And then on the end of that, let's draw a little circular wooden hand. Okay, that is going to be one of our soldier's arms. Let's do the other one exactly the same. So we're going to come down dead straight, stop there, another parallel line, slightly wider rectangle at the bottom, and then a circular wooden hand. Can you see our soldier is really starting to shape up now? I'm going to give my soldier a little cutlass sword. Now this is how we're going to do that. So about here, I want you just to draw a little horizontal line floating in the air like that. Then we're going to come down next to the sleeve and the hand, and we're just going to keep going, but we're going to curve outwards to about there, like a sort of backwards J shape. Then let's do the same over here. We'll go through the corner there, and we'll curve around, and I want you to take it to a point at the end like that, because this is going to be a kind of sword, one of those cutlasses, those kind of curvy swords. Then what we'll do, we'll just draw a little line there, and we're going to colour in that bit, so it doesn't matter that we've overlapped the corner there. And then this is going to be the handle of our sword. So what I want you to do, we're going to draw a vertical line that comes up there to just above the belt, a tiny vertical line there, and we're going to curve around, touch the belt like so, and then just draw a backwards D shape in the middle. And that's going to be our sword handle, which is connected to our soldier's belt. Okay? Right. Again, I'm going to decorate this in a moment, but first we're going to finish off the outline of our soldier. So we need to give our soldier nice long legs. So we're going to come, so let's do the outside one first. So quite close to the edge of the sword, we're going to come down vertically to just below the sword, like that. And then we'll do the other side of his leg. Got quite thin legs, like that. Then let's do the same over here. We're going to come down, down again. Try and keep that gap and that gap the same so the legs are equally thick. Then we're going to do the top of the boot. So what I want you to do is a horizontal line across the bottom that's slightly wider than the rest of the leg. Okay. Then, do you remember we did those little curvy bumpy bits right at the beginning? I'm going to do exactly the same here. Some little curvy bumpy bits. Because again, I think the uniform, if this was in real life, this soldier, whoever designed the uniform would have little patterns and little motifs running through the design that were repeated in various places. And I think one of those is going to be this little bumpy design here. That appear at the top of the boots as well as the top of the hat. Okay, then let's continue our boots down. We'll continue down to about there. And we'll go down on this side as well. And then the bottom of the boots, we are just going to cheat a bit. We're just going to draw kind of a semicircle with a flat bottom. And that will look like his little wooden feet are pointing right towards us. You make them a bit wider than the legs. Do you see what I mean? It looks like his wooden feet are pointing right towards us. This is great. It's really looking good now, I think. Now, if this was a real Nutcracker wooden toy, often they're on like they stand on little wooden plinths. But I thought, because this is a kind of a military, it's got a kind of a military band look, I thought we might draw ours standing on a little drum. Okay, that might make it just look quite cool. And I thought we'd do it, I could have just drawn the side of the drum, but I thought we'd make it a little bit three-dimensional. A bit like when we drew the Christmas candle. Do you remember we made it look a bit kind of three-dimensional? So this is going to sound weird, but the first thing I want you to do is just a tiny little circle just below and to the right of that foot. And also a tiny little circle just below and to the left of that foot. I know, it's very strange, isn't it? Then I want you to do a little bit of a circle peeping out from behind that foot and from behind that foot. I know, you're thinking, Rob, have you lost your mind? What are you doing? Well, I will show you. The next thing we're going to do is a D shape that comes out of the bottom of that circle and goes into the top of that circle, like that. And the same on the other side, out the top of that, into the bottom of that. And then we're going to add another one, following it around to make a little wormy shape on each side, like so. Then we're going to join these up, slightly curved, again 2 lines parallel with each other. And then we're going to do 2 little lines there and there, and this is going to be the top of our drum that our soldier is standing on. I'm just going to use my brush pen there to move that up a bit because it wasn't quite lining up. Now if you draw a vertical line here and a vertical line here, leaving a bit of a gap at the bottom of your page still, we really are using every single inch of our page. Then what I want you to do is let me work this one out. So at the bottom of each line we're going to draw another circle, one of our little tiny circles. Then, oh this is tricky, so it goes up there. Then right in the middle, let's do one right in the middle. So in the middle of the feet and lower down, a little bit lower down than the other 2, like that. So you can see circle, circle, circle at the bottom. Then we are going to join this up in a curve all the way across and through. So it's going to curve through that one and through that one, like so. And then we are just going to pop out
and we're going to do one of those little sausagey shaped things following the curve all the way underneath those circles, round like that. And can you see? It really looks good, this. I mean, I told you this was fiddly and tricky, but you can use your pause button a lot, because I'm going quite quickly, I'm aware of that. Use your pause button a lot and we can get through this. We can do it. You're going to be so proud of it, trust me. So we have got dots, 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 dots. We're going to join them up now in sort of parallel lines. So we're going to draw a straight line between those two dots and another one like that. Then we're going to do a straight line between those two dots like that. We're going to do a straight line between those two dots like that. And we're going to do one there. And a drum. Our soldier is standing on a cool 3-dimensional drum. Okay, so this is almost like our basic template. We've added quite a lot of detail up here, but now this is the really fun bit because you get to do whatever you want on your soldier's uniform. I am going to do this, right? So remember our bumpy design thing that we got going through? I'm going to add some more bumpiness up here on the shoulders of our soldier. I'm really having trouble with that. There we go, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Then I am going to draw 3 lines on his shirt. 3 lions on his shirt. 3 lions, not lions. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? A World Cup song. Right, there we go. 3 lines, horizontal lines like that. And at the end of each one I'm going to do some more of those little circles like we did on our drum. Just like that. Now this, for some reason, always makes things look a bit kind of more military. Do you see what I mean? Don't know why, it just looks like soldier stuff. What can I do next? I know, I'll do a little straight line there with some bumps. Just a little bit of detail following through, makes it fun to colour later. I'm going to do a little sergeant stripe on my one. So the way you do those, you sort of do a fat up arrow and then turn it into 3 like that. Pretty cool. Then I think I might do, what should we do? Let's do another thing, but this time upside down. Again, you do whatever you want to do at this point. It's totally and utterly up to you. So you know what? I'm going to make these black because we've got some other black areas going on in our uniform, and I think we need to keep it consistent. There we go. Now on this bottom kind of skirty bit, I'm going to draw, coming from the middle of the belt, I'm going to draw a diagonal line coming down there. And I'm going to do another one just coming down there, like that. I know, let's do our bumpy thing. 1, 2, bumpety, 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 and then let's carry our bumpiness along the bottom. Bumpety, 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 bumpety. And then let's add some more of those little circles. Just 2, I think. Room for 2 in there. And that's just a nice little bit of kind of uniform detail going on there, and you can keep tweaking as you go. That's absolutely fine. Now the boots, I think I'm going to do black boots, but do you know what, let me think. This is an interesting dilemma. No, I will do black boots, but what I'm going to do, I am going to do lots of little X's that I'm going to reverse out of the black. So the way you do that is like this. You have to draw the X's first, like that. Just like that. And maybe just do 2 on each boot. Don't know why I'm whistling. There we go. Just like that. And then I might just leave a bit of white there when I colour my boots in, just so that we can still see the foot bit, otherwise it would disappear into all the black. So it's these little details I think that are super fun, and I'm going to colour around my X's, you see, and then it's like the sort of lacy uppy bits of the boot left there for me to colour. Again, you do whatever you like. You don't have to do this. As I said, maybe Google some wooden nutcrackers and you'll find some really good inspiration for different patterns and colours and things, because there's loads out there. It's hard to decide what to do, or you can just make up your own, totally, whatever you want. You do you, that's what I say. So just colour this in carefully, and look. My nutcracker is almost done. Look, I've gone right to the very bottom of my page. Whew, I told you this was a very complicated one, didn't I? But hopefully by now you have got to a stage where you are really, really proud of yours too. I might even add a bit more detail as I colour mine in. Who knows? I don't know. You can do whatever you like. Okay, I'm gonna go to the colouring section now. I'm going to go into super speed mode to do it, because you've been watching me for a long time now. This is a very long Draw with Rob, isn't it? But I will be back in about 20 or 30 seconds with a fully coloured in Nutcracker soldier. Okay, deep breath. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. There we are. There is my finished Nutcracker soldier. Not quite finished. I just spotted a bit. I knew I would. Coloured in his little neck. There we go. Kind of a little slightly darker tone of that kind of peachy colour. There we go. That's my finished Nutcracker. What do you think? Oh, I love this one. I mean, even if I do say so myself, I'm very proud of this. I think it's a really cute one. And because I like it so much, I must sign it. We're going to sign it properly, this one. There we go. Full name and everything. There. Oh, he's so cool. And I don't really know why they're so Christmassy, these Nutcracker things, but to me they really are really Christmassy. And it can't just be me, because I see them everywhere when I'm out in the shops and things. And especially with the addition of a bit of holly and that kind of thing on our Nutcracker soldier. Oh, I can't wait to see yours. I'm really excited about seeing yours. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to add a bit more. I'm not sure whether this bit should be green. No, we'll leave it. Let's leave it. I wasn't sure whether those little tops of the boots bits should be green as well. What do you think? Maybe they should. Maybe they should. Yeah, let's make those green too. I'll go over the top of mine. So I sort of did a bit of grey, but I'm going to go over the top of it in green. There, that's better. I do think that's better. It makes the whole thing look like it's kind of hanging together a little bit better. We'll just make it a bit darker on the right hand side. There you go, you're getting to witness some unsuper speedy colour. There we go. What do you reckon? That's pretty good. Just finish that bit off. There we go. So my finished Nutcracker. So what can I tell you? Well, you can see I've done my usual thing. I've made it a bit more rounded by choosing, I said my light's coming in from this side, so everything on the right hand side is slightly dark. You can see that on the arms and on the legs here, the white legs. Even though he's got white trousers on, I've just used a bit of grey down the sides just to make that bit kind of darker, but yet they still look kind of white. In the yellows I've added a bit of orange here and there, and the greens have got a darker green in certain bits, and I did nice big pink gums. I thought that was nice. It gives it a little pop of a different colour in the middle of the drawing, which I really like. So that's my one. Now I cannot wait to see yours, because I imagine there's going to be all sorts of different kind of colourways and patterns and soldier outfits and all sorts of things, and I really can't wait to see them. How do I get to see them? Well, you have to get your grown-up to take a picture and then post it with this hashtag Draw with Rob. That's the way I'll get to see it. Comment on underneath my Facebook post if that's where you're watching this video with a picture of your picture. I'll get to see it there as well. But I'm really looking forward to these, because I know it was a bit of a complicated one, and I know it's taken us a little bit longer than these normally do take us, but hopefully it's been worth it, and you've ended up with something that you might be able to display every Christmas for years and years to come, because I think
I'm very proud of my drawing, and I hope that you're proud of yours too. So please do send me them. I can't wait to see them. What else to tell you? Subscribe to my newsletter. That way you'll get to see when the next Draw with Rob video is coming out, or when my next book is coming out, or when my next live show is. So you can come along and you can see me live on stage, do my stuff. I do lots of drawing on stage. I read stories. I tell you a bit about how I became an author. And best of all, you get to meet me afterwards. We always do a signing afterwards, so you get to meet me afterwards and show me your Draw with Rob pictures. So subscribe to that newsletter to find out all the latest information. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and turn your notifications on. Then you get notified as soon as I put a new video up. And what else? If you stick around to the end of this video, you get to have a quick look inside the Draw with Rob activity book in a little bit more detail. There we go. Right, I don't think there's anything else for me to say to you. I hope you've had fun drawing this. As you know, I've had fun showing you how to do this one. I really like this one. I can't wait to see your drawings. I'm going to be back very soon with another episode of Draw with Rob. In the meantime, keep those pencils sharpened, keep on reading, and I'll see you soon. Bye everyone. Just when you thought you got rid of me, here I am popping up again at the end of your video. I just wanted to very quickly tell you about this. It's the Draw with Rob at Christmas activity book. Lots of you have got the other activity book, I know, and there's more fun in this book here, and it's all festive themed. So there's loads and loads of things for you to do. We've got an arty advent for you to start off with, where there's something for you to do every single day. We've got blank Father Christmas letter pages. We've got Christmas deck. You make your own Christmas decorations, make your own Christmas cards, lots of colouring, lots of draw-alongs. Look, here we go, snowman draw-along. Loads and loads and loads of things to do. Look, you can even make your own little box for Christmas gifts. And I have got you covered when it comes to thank you cards too. Look, here, I'm going to get there. Oh, look, nearly forgot to tell you this. This is one of my favourite bits. Christmas cracker jokes. You can cut all of these out, roll them up and put them around the table at Christmas time, and all your family and friends who are with you, they can each tell a joke, and it's got little charades, and it's even got like little kind of guess the sketch ideas for you to draw along with each other over Christmas dinner. So listen, I think you're going to like this. That's what I wanted to show you. Thank you cards. Look, mums and dads, ready-made thank you card templates. No excuse not to write those thank you cards, is there? So listen, check it out. It's available wherever you get your books from, online, in person, even better. If you can find it in a bookshop, even better. It's, how much does it cost? $6.99, not too expensive. Perfect stocking filler. Actually perfect, I would say, to give to somebody on the 1st of December so they can enjoy it all the way through the build up to Christmas. Anyway, I hope you like it. I'm going to see you soon for another Draw with Rob video. Take care, everyone.